Welcome to Self-Improvement Sunday with a couple of great questions. Number one, what are you doing today? Number two, are you moving away from pain or are you moving toward pleasure? A couple of great questions. We're going to explore them in just a moment, but first, my name is Christopher Diarmani. Welcome. I empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers, writers just like you, so you can share the story of how God led you from trauma to triumph so you can make the impact you know you were born to make in this world. And one of the reasons I love doing that is because we've all been through a lot of things, and yet in order to help others, in order to be of service to others, we must deal with our own stuff first. We must walk that path of recovery, if you will. That's that personal development recovery, and that's just so important. And so that's why this question today is so important. Are you moving away from pain or moving toward pleasure? Really important stuff. So to answer this question truthfully, we must dive deep below the surface and face the truth that hides way down deep inside us. Ask yourself a question. Do you have daily self-improvement habits? Maybe, maybe not, right? If your daily habits don't drive you toward becoming a better human being every single day, odds are you're moving away from pain instead of moving toward your ideal future, which is why we do all this work. If you don't have a daily self-improvement routine, you're probably headed toward that greatest of all fantasy islands, someday I'll. Someday I'll write my book. Someday I'll do the work so that I can actually help others. Someday I'll stop living in this nightmare that I know I can get out of. Someday I'll fill in the blank with whatever you want. The challenge, of course, is that if you're living on someday I'll, you're probably not leaving anytime soon because you've ingrained this into your heart. But you don't want to live there. You really don't. And the good news is that the pathway off is really quite simple. Really is. What is your vision for your ideal life? Great question. Next is, where are you in relation to that goal for your ideal life? Your daily habits are either moving you closer to that vision or moving you further away from it. And that's the challenging part. As Romans 12:22 says, and I do love this, ignore what others think about your vision for your life because it's your life. What someone else thinks about what your life is like today, what you're doing today to make it better, it's not your concern. What they think, simply not your concern. So take Romans 12:2 to heart, really, please. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Love that quote. The distance between your future self, the distance between today you and future you is the gap. It's that distance you must cover. The distance you must travel emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, financially, to become the person who achieves all these amazing things that is your vision for your life. But you have to be willing to do the work. So my question for you today on this Self-Improvement Sunday is, how will you close the gap? What actions will you take? Who will you enlist to help you travel that road? Because it's always easier to do this work when we're in the company of someone else who supports us, who loves us, who will do whatever is required to make sure that we stay on the path. Because it can be really easy to drive off into the ditch, metaphorically speaking. And then we're back stuck on someday I'll, and not a lot of great things happen there, unfortunately. So I hope that's been useful. I hope that you found some encouragement in all of that. And if you did, I would love for you to connect with me on social media, on LinkedIn, Facebook, all the rest of my social media channels, all of which you can find at authorcoach.click/Christopher. So with that, have a fantastic rest of your day and take a minute just to ponder this question. What are you doing today? Are you moving towards pain, or moving away from pain, or towards your ideal future? And then respond accordingly, whatever your answer might be. With that, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Bye for now.